Ferrari has introduced a new concept for their car, and it looks like the team is set to take the grid by storm. However, they are not the only ones with bold approaches, as other teams will also be looking to extract as much performance as they can in 2025. Nevertheless, with the strongest driver duo on the grid and a seven-time world champion eager to prove that he can win outside Mercedes at the age of 40, Ferrari's concept change could prove pivotal to their campaign. The bigger question is whether it is the right direction this time. When it comes to Ferrari, we always tend to take everything with a pinch of salt. They are a team that has announced numerous upgrades in the past, claiming they would revolutionize the car's behavior, only for those upgrades to fall short of expectations. However, the latest trend we've been following in recent hours suggests a different story. Ferrari has been nothing short of amazing in terms of upgrading their car throughout the entire season. In 2025, we will see a brave design change and concept shift, with the primary goal being to win at least one of the two championships. According to reports, Ferrari's modifications to the car were necessitated by the limits reached with the SF-24. One of the most obvious innovations on the new car is the pull rod front suspension. The team has decided to follow a path set by McLaren and Red Bull at the beginning of the newly regulated era. While the decision wasn't made by Serra, one of Ferrari's most notable signings in recent years, the Italian engineer still had significant influence on how the car would be developed for the 2025 season. Discussing the changes, Serra stated, "These cars are so optimized that when you start moving something, you have to move everything else. We finished the 2024 season quite strongly, but finding performance in the SF-24 was becoming increasingly difficult. There is no doubt that Ferrari has introduced a massive change. Comparing the new car to the SF-24 further highlights this shift." Serra, Ferrari's chassis technical director, has been adamant that the evolution is real. According to simulated data, there is plenty to look forward to as we head into the 2025 season. Elaborating further, Serra explained, "The SF-25 is an evolution of last year's car, which had already shown good potential. We have worked hard, changing 99% of the car and evolving its architecture to maximize performance. The front pull rod suspension is just the most visible of many significant changes we have made. The upcoming season will be extremely competitive, where every millisecond will count. We are therefore ready to do our best to find those gains, even marginal ones, that can make the difference. We can't wait to hit the track." Reaching the development ceiling with the SF-24 is not an entirely new occurrence in Formula One. However, this is the first time Ferrari has faced such a limitation under the current regulations. This issue is similar to the one Red Bull encountered entering the 2024 season when the team realized they had reached peak performance with the RB19. For the RB20, they had to adopt a bold new design, only to be met with unexpected limitations. Ferrari has learned a lot from observing how their rivals have navigated these challenges, ensuring they won't face the same constraints with the SF-25. The pull rod suspension complements the SF-25's new side pod positioning, which should enable better airflow management around the car and the entrance of the Venturi channels. This in turn opens up significant opportunities to refine the car's aerodynamics. The primary goal is to enhance the car's performance ceiling throughout the season, avoiding issues where upgrades work in the simulator but fail to correlate with real-world data on track. While many parts of the car will still be modified throughout the season, a significant portion of these changes will depend on how the SF-25's base model performs. Therefore, the fundamental changes extend beyond just the front pull rod suspension. Ferrari has also lengthened the SF-25's wheelbase, shifting the car's weight distribution further toward the rear. This change is expected to be beneficial for aerodynamics, particularly in conjunction with the revised front suspension. Interestingly, the only element that remains unchanged from the 2024 car is the P-shaped side pod inlets. Meanwhile, the engine cover will also be redesigned in line with Ferrari's new concept. However, Ferrari is being cautious, opting against the extreme design approach that Red Bull took with their 2024 concept, one that was initially deemed revolutionary but ultimately failed. Despite all these changes, the pull rod suspension remains the primary talking point within Ferrari's camp. There is no room for worries because the car will not be used in a different way compared to the SF-24. Therefore, Massive adaptation problems are not expected, Sarah said. Yes, we have changed a lot of components, but we expect the performance in certain areas to remain similar, while in others it will certainly be better. That is why I don't expect a steeper learning curve compared to last year. Charles Leclerc is adamant that the team can now fight for at least one of the two championships in 2025. When discussing this in greater detail, the Monegasque driver stated, "We will find out on the track if it's the best car. It is definitely better than the 2024 one. The Constructors' Championship is the most logical goal. Last year we finished second, very close to McLaren, but I've always had a dream to win the title, and I hope to do it in 2025. Me and Hamilton get along very well. I have a lot to analyze about his way of working and his driving. Let's hope it's Ferrari's year. Today in Fiorano, we didn't have any bad surprises, no bad feelings or unexpected numbers. The feeling was good. I would be disappointed if we didn't win one of the two world championships." The testing of the SF-25 took place a couple of days ago, with both Hamilton and Leclerc pushing the car to the absolute maximum in a 100-kilometer session each on Ferrari's private track in Fiorano d'Ar.